Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of The Hard Count. First and foremost, happy Memorial Day. Thank you to all the active and former service men and women out there, especially those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our great country. I wouldn't be able to do this podcast or anything I do without them. So to all of those out there who are military, as well as the families of the military, thank you for everything you do. We are all eternally grateful. Hope everyone had some time today to really reflect on the work that our military members do for our great country. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get into this episode. Again, thank you. Shout out to the military and former and current members, as well as those who made the ultimate sacrifice. So welcome to another edition of The Hard Count. Michael Emami and I had a great interview with Faith Christian Academy's quarterback Ryan King. King is a member of the 2022 class and currently stands at 6'2" and 185 pounds. King and I had a conversation about his school and his football journey on this episode. So hopefully you guys really enjoy this one. All right, everybody, here is Ryan King. Enjoy. Tell me a little bit about your high school program, your experience this year. Obviously, did you guys get to play a full season because you're in Florida, right?
So for me, we did play full season, but the high school I'm currently at right now, Faith Christian Academy,
Yeah.
I did not attend. I was at Lake Howe High School, and I transferred after the season in the third quarter over to Faith, and then played my spring season with Faith.
Okay. So how was that playing that spring season? Was it kind of different playing football at a different time? Is because it's so used to playing it in the fall, obviously, for everybody. What was it like? Because I know 7v7 and stuff like that happens in the spring a lot, but for a lot of kids. But I wanted to ask you, what was that kind of like having your season in those spring months for you?
It was pretty enjoyable because as much football as I can get it's just amazing. I love to play football whenever I can. So being able to play with this new team, and these are guys I've never played with before. I just met them going straight into the spring season, being a quarterback too. So not having chemistry or any of that stuff, going straight into the spring game. I didn't really know too much what to expect, but we came out there. We did fall short, but it was a great game, and we all played pretty well. So with such short time to prepare and get ready.
Yeah, that's excellent to hear. And so, involving that, how did you get used to the playbook? Because you're going to this new school, you're going to this new place, you don't know any people there. It's a different experience. You're trying to adapt to this new school and this new style of offense. So, what kind of steps did you take to kind of acclimate yourself to this new program?
Well, one reason I originally left my old high school, is the system. It wasn't really my type of, it didn't really fit me. We didn't fit each other. My old school was more of a dual threat, triple option kind of team.
Yeah.
And the new school I went to is now a spread team, which is what I am. I'm more of a pro style, not I can run if I have to, but not like a run and gun every single play.
Yeah,
So
you like to
for
sling it.
me, yeah, yes, sir. So for me, getting there, I was just excited. I got straight learning the playbook. Coach got me huddle logged in, everything. So I just studied every day, made sure I knew all the plays, and then we just repped it day in and day out until everything kind of came together, and it just fit overall well. I fit well with this new school, and they fit me well.
Yeah, and so tell me a little bit about your new head coach, because you have to have this kind of relationship with them. You have to kind of work that out. So tell me about your relationship with him, how that new season went, and kind of how he helped you kind of get adapted to this new program and how he worked with you for it.
We have a pretty close bond, I'd say, with the short time that we known each other. We adapted to each other pretty quickly. We both have I said, have a very strong bond, and he helped me study the playbook and comfortability. He let me kind of input some of my own plays. We sat down in a room, and he let me draw out some pass plays and some things that I thought would work, and we just communicated on that aspect. And then even in the game, he'd kind of come over to me and ask me, he'd be like, hey, what are you seeing out there? What coverages? And ask me what I wanted to run. So it was kind of like a Tom Brady, Bruce Arians kind of thing. He would ask me, and we would kind of benefit from each other, like a 50-50, and take advice from each other.
Yeah, so he'd kind of give you like a blank check to kind of do what you wanted, but he'd also assist you when you needed to. That's pretty good to hear. It's a good way of running things. It gives you kind of an independence on one end of it, but he's there if you need him. So it's actually a good style, not overpowering at all, and kind of lets you do your thing. So that's a good thing. But I wanted to ask you about your parents. How have they kind of influenced you as an athlete and as a person, and how have they developed you?
My parents, they weren't always like super keen because, like every kid says they want to go pro or college or whatever. Then classically parents, they think like, oh, like realistic. But over time, as I started to prove myself as like working hard and truly showing that I did have interest in playing at the next level, they've been very supportive, and they've financially helped me every aspect that I needed to. So like I just went to a rivals camp, and coming over to this new school, which is a private school, it was a little bit pricey, but they've done everything in their ability to give me the best opportunity I can to succeed and move on to the next level.
Yeah, yeah. And do you have any hobbies outside of football? Anything that you do for fun that's kind of on your own time independently?
Um, Me and my family, we're scuba certified, so we like to travel a little bit and scuba dive whenever we can.
Oh, really? Yeah, I had another kid on here that was scuba certified as well. That's pretty cool. Do you guys have any like locations that you like? Do you guys go to like Hawaii and stuff like that?
We haven't went like too crazy yet, but the favorite place is definitely got to be Key Largo.
Oh, Key
It's got
Largo. Wow, that's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I back when I was in Hawaii when I was really young, my family, I mean, we didn't go like deep or anything like that, but we did snorkeling, which is obviously not the same thing, but there was like a horseshoe in Hawaii. It was kind of like an island shaped like a horseshoe near Maui, and we would always go towards that. It's a ton of fun, but yeah, it takes a lot of agility and strength, and you got to be a good swimmer too. So I think some of those things are a little bit interchangeable there. But kind of going into that, do you play any other sports?
I used to when I was younger. I kind of did like t-ball, basketball. I kind of tried out all the sports until I eventually got to football.
Yeah.
But I kind of try to stay away from it because the fear of getting injured if I played like basketball and like all these other sports like weightlifting or wrestling, I didn't want to risk of getting injured. Like if I got injured in football, it's kind of like, what are you gonna do about it? But if I got injured in another sport, I don't really know if I forgive myself, and like I don't know. It's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah, yeah. And so, what's kind of the first thing you'd want a college or program to know about you if they're going to take you?
Well, it'd 100% be my work ethic. A lot of kids say like they have great work ethic and determination, but I feel I've proved it since I didn't start sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th grade, and all those years of not starting, getting barely any play time, I still pushed through, worked hard, worked my butt off, didn't quit, and finally now my senior year, I finally got my opportunity, and I'm just gonna go all out this season.
Okay, that's great to hear. And so, kind of the one last final fun question here. I asked this as kind of a tongue in cheek, but it's the hardest question that I'm going to ask on here. You ready for it?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you were to get drafted, what would be your preferred team you'd want to get drafted by, NFL wise?
Um, I mean, my dream team would be my own team, the Buccaneers, but I would be static with any team. I'll take the Jets, Lions, anybody, because as a quarterback, that's your job when you get drafted. It doesn't matter how bad the team is. You're getting drafted to be the successor to that team, to make that team good. So,
All right. Well, hey, thanks so much for coming on, Ryan. I really appreciate it.
thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Yeah, you have a good one. Thank you.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye. Thanks. All right, everybody. That was Ryan King out of Orlando, Florida. If you'd like to contact Ryan, his Twitter account is at RyanKing5099. That's spelled RyanKing5099. If you'd like to contact me, my Twitter account is at Emami Michael. Both my Facebook and Instagram are at The Hard Count with Michael Emami. Snapchat is Michael Emami, and it'd also be really meaningful if you guys could subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. That'd mean a lot, and I'd greatly appreciate it. So those are all the socials there for you. All right, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in and listening to this episode. This has been The Hard Count. Do you have what it takes to go D1?